Hello, my name is Nick Walling. I am the president of Upsilon Pi Epsilon, the Computer Science Honor Society at Binghamton University. And today I'm going to be showing you a mini game called Bearcat Dash, where we're going to help Baxter get to class while learning some coding in the process. Okay, so the first step is to go to the website where the game is located. Here on the right side of my screen is the link to the website. It's at scratch.mit.edu. MIT is a college that made this website. It's basically a coding website for kids. It's got a very easy to use coding language that you can use to make any sort of games. You can draw things. So anything you can kind of imagine you can make on here, and it's pretty easy to use. So I'm going to type this in with you. So https scratch.mit.edu/projects/4853153332. And it'll take you to this project page here. If you need a little bit more time to type in the URL, feel free to pause the video, type that in, get to this page. Once you get to this page, you'll see this is the project. We have Bearcat Dash, little mini game. The first thing you're going to need to do is join Scratch. You're going to have to sign up for an account. It doesn't take too long. It took me about a minute and a half to sign up. You just make a username, password. You have to put in your email, answer a question or two, and then you'll be signed up for that. So I'll give you some time to do that, and feel free to pause the video here, get through the sign up process. I already have an account signed up and ready to go. So once you're all signed up, you'll go back to the project page. If it doesn't automatically take you to the project page after you sign up, just type in this URL again, and I'll put it back up on the screen for you. Just type this back up, and it'll take you to the project page again. Pause the video if you're going to need this URL. I'm going to get rid of it in a couple seconds. Okay, so here's the project here. So the first thing that you want to do is click the Remix button. And this will make a copy of the project for you to be able to work on yourself. And this will also be available in your profile to edit at any point in time later on. After you open up the project, you'll see there's some code here on the left. The actual game here is on the right. What you're going to want to do is go to the bottom right here where you see the little cat pictures, and you want to click on Baxter. Okay, so after you click on Baxter here at the bottom right, actually you're going to want to test out the game a little bit, see what's going on with Baxter, what we're going to be doing to help Baxter get to class. And to play the game, there's this green flag here, which is above the actual game. There's also a red stop sign next to that. So you're going to actually want to click the green flag, and the game will start. So it says, help Baxter get to class. Use the left and right arrow keys to move. Try pressing the up and down arrow keys too. So left arrow key makes you walk to the left. Right arrow key makes you walk to the right. And that just reminds you, if you walk around a little bit, how to walk. So here we have a little hazard that Baxter could hit his head on. And it says use the down arrow key here. So I'm pressing it and it says, oh, the down arrow key doesn't do anything yet. Which is bad because Baxter's going to hit his head and he can't get under that. So we're going to have to help Baxter figure out how to crouch down so he doesn't hit his head anymore. So that's the first step to the game. I would recommend zooming out on the code here with this magnifying glass. You click here and it makes the screen a little bigger so you can see a little bit more. There will be some code here on the left and some code here on the right with these sticky notes. You're going to be wanting to look at the sticky notes on that kind of code. So I have already done a little bit of programming to make this easier. So you don't have to know any programming. You just can look around, explore a little bit, see how things work. But the general idea is if you actually want to figure out this yourself, you can pause the video and look through it. But I'm going to actually go through how to do it for anyone that's interested. So I've made this block here that says this makes the character shrink. So if I click this, Baxter is going to shrink. For 1.5 seconds, I set it to. So if you keep clicking it, you can say, oh, so this is how you make him shrink. But we want it so that when we press the down arrow, he's going to shrink. Right now, when you press the down arrow, if you look at this block of code here to the left, where my cursor is, you can see that when the down arrow is pressed, Baxter thinks pressing the down arrow doesn't do anything. So if I click on this, you can see pressing the down arrow doesn't do anything. And you can see it also gets highlighted in gold. So when I press the down arrow, this also gets highlighted in gold. That means that it's working. That's the code that is running. It's when the down arrow is pressed or when I click it. So the basic idea is you can take apart these little blocks. They're kind of like Lego blocks. You can put them together, take them apart in any way you want. So anything attached to this when down arrow key is pressed will be run after you click it. So if I were to put this, if I click it here, it will make me shrink. But if I put it here, when down arrow key is pressed, then it will make me shrink after that, since I just attached that block to it. So now when I press the down arrow, Baxter's going to shrink. Now I'm going to shrink and walk around, and now he doesn't hit his head anymore. So that is the first obstacle we'd help Baxter avoid. So here we have one of our classmates who's also going to class, and they're in our way. So if we run into them, it says, oh, Baxter ran into someone, you have to try again. So since we already helped Baxter avoid the first object, we can just go right past that. And now we have to help him get past the second object. So this is going to be a similar solution to the previous one, except instead of shrinking, Baxter's going to jump. So if you click on this block of code here that says this makes the character jump, Baxter's going to jump up. Okay, and we also have this thing that says when up arrow key is pressed, Baxter says this. So if I click on that, Baxter says it. It also works if I press the up arrow key. So pressing up arrow key doesn't do anything yet. But if we get rid of the think button and replace it with the code that makes the character jump, now whenever I press the up arrow key, Baxter is going to jump. And there we go. Pressing the up arrow key, he's jumping now. So now I'm just going to jump right over our classmate, head on to class, crouch under this, jump over him, and class is right here. And there we go, we made it to class. So that is our little mini game. If you press Y, you can play again. If you press anything else in there, it won't do anything. So you can type whatever you want there if you really want to. But other than that, you can look through the game code here if you want to. You can change some things like how long you're in the air for. You do that when the up arrow key is pressed. You can glide for 2 seconds upwards. So when I jump, it takes 2 seconds for me to go up. And then it's taking 1 second for me to go down, but I can take 2 seconds. You can also make him jump really high if you wanted to, or you can make him go under the floor if you wanted to. You can do a lot of different things, mess with any of this code that you want to, or you can just keep playing the game. You could even go to the different characters we have here, go to Baxter, click him, and then go to the costumes tab over here to the top left next to code. And you could redraw Baxter, make him a different color. I'm going to make him, let's see, what should I make Baxter? I'm going to make him purple. So you could do that. You could make your own little characters, put them in the game, any of that kind of stuff. So feel free to explore. You can also just make your own projects at this website. Now they have an account. And it's a great way to explore coding, do any of that kind of stuff. So I hope everyone enjoyed this little mini game. I hope everyone learned a little bit about coding from this. Even if it's just like putting when this happens, that kind of stuff. That's essentially what coding is. You have things that you have, when something happens, you do this. We use that a lot. A lot of numbers, a lot of that kind of stuff. So thank you, and I hope everyone has a good day.